points. Please welcome Jason Scoggins.
Okay, so that was just a great summary of what I'm going to talk about. So I'm done. Any questions? That's it. All right. Yeah, so really quickly, first about Chipotle. So for those that don't know, we were founded in 1993 in Denver, Colorado, where our founder came in and wanted to bring classically trained restaurant skills, culinary skills, and put it in a concept that would then basically bring that quality of food to the masses. Started out as one burrito, and it was actually built as a way to fund his dream of owning a fine dining restaurant. However, he got in, loved it, the concept took off, and now we have 3,000 Chipotles, almost at 3,000, coming towards the end of this year, continuing to grow, bringing real food to our customers. But the journey for loyalty, I want to take a step back and kind of talk about that before I get into where we are today and really what I wanted to talk to you today about, which was the evolution of the program that we did earlier this summer. So it goes back to 2016 with a limited time program called Chiptopia. It was a summertime loyalty program for us to get in, test the waters with. Just curious, anyone here a member of Chiptopia when we launched it? We have one. Did you make it to the end? That is fantastic. It was an amazing program. With it, we saw the interest through the roof. We saw the change of behavior through the roof. What we also saw was that the economics were terrible. If you made it to the end of Chiptopia, you got catering for 10. And it was a incredibly rich offer. But we also had another purpose to it. It was an opportunity to, first of all, learn about loyalty, but it was also an opportunity to start building up our CRM database. The year prior, we had an incident that probably most of you also remember, that really took a hit on the business. And we didn't have, at the time, we didn't have consumer data and nor did we have a one-to-one relationship with our customer to actually help us recover. And so we really needed to build a database fast. And we needed to really just figure out what in the world is this thing called loyalty and how will it work at Chipotle. So anyway, we set it up as a limited time so that we had an exit strategy and so that we could actually learn from it. So when it ended at the end of the summer, we took a step back and really looked at what worked, what didn't work, and really rebuilt the program to what's much more similar to what we have today. And we launched a proof of concept in 3 markets in 2018. Kansas City, Columbus, and Phoenix. And we continued to learn. We continued to see interest was there. The economics vastly improved. But what we also saw was that there were some specifics within each of those markets that the behavior wasn't quite what we wanted. In some markets, it was fantastic. Other markets, not so much. So it really gave us an opportunity to take a step back, realize that we really needed to do some fine tuning before we went out nationwide. Because we wanted to make sure we had more Columbuses out in the world than Phoenixes, basically. Phoenix was the bad market. So in 2019, we launched the program nationwide. We'd taken the learnings from proof of concept, we had taken the learnings from Chiptopia, and all of a sudden we're seeing interest, economics, and behavior through the roof, which is really great. Then the program started to grow, and it really took off. And this gave us we realized that really quickly, we were having a bigger impact on the company than we had ever planned on. We thought we would have modest growth and that would be great. Then pandemic hit, all of a sudden we're at 20 million members. This accelerated, as everyone has said, this accelerated our need to really make sure that what we were delivering was what the customer wanted and would have the best impact for the customer, but also for the business. And so in 2021, this summer, we launched our new program. Again, interest up, economics up, and now we've really hit a home run on the behavior side. So that's what I'd like to talk to you guys about today. Of course, it all starts with insights. We knew we needed to do some things, but we weren't 100% sure. So who better to ask than the customer? We had some early results from member satisfaction surveys that said that some of the things they wanted were surprise and delight. They wanted exclusives. And so we started, as we were rebuilding the platform to deliver the larger pieces that they asked for, we started dropping in some of these early things, giving member exclusives for like when Carne Asada launched, or National Avocado Day. Burrito was for rewards members last year. And then of course, guac mode. Anyone in here a member of guac mode? Okay, only 2? Come on, guys. There's 9 million people in guac mode. So guac mode is actually a phenomenal program. It was we kept hearing over and over, we needed surprise and delight. We wanted to win members. Members wanted to earn something faster. And so we launched guac mode, and that was for people who had signed up within the first year of the program. So if you were an early adopter of Chipotle Rewards, you became guac mode verified. And what that meant is we would drop free guac in your account roughly on a monthly basis at a time that was unique to you and your purchase behavior to really drive behavior, but also give the customer what they want, free guac. And we've seen success with that. So we knew we were on the right track. Listening to customers makes sense. I think we all know that. But when we took the bigger step back, like how do we really evolve this? We really wanted to dive in deep. So we came up with 2 different concepts, Members Choose and Chipotle Reward Me. Members Choose is all about putting choice in the customer's hand, really putting the control of the program in with them. Chipotle Rewards Me was really all about personalization. Obviously we all hear day in and day out, AI is the future. We need to get smarter and just like, we need to anticipate what the customer wants. Interestingly, when we put these 2 up head to head, customers wanted the choice. They didn't want us to predict what they needed in their program. They wanted the control of it. So, through that, how we learned about that, we did qualitative, quantitative. We asked customers not only, what was the value they would put if they had control? What's the value they would put on an individual menu item? What is the value they would want for a member exclusive? What we saw, everyone, across the board, Members Choose won out, particularly in our key segment, which is our medium frequency customers. We know that's where the bulk of our customers are, and that's what we want to make sure that we are aiming towards, making those guys happy. And so we saw it both in our active medium and our lapsed medium. They both leaned towards Members Choose. The good thing was, even though we didn't go with the AI route and the personalization route, either program, 91% of folks thought that whichever one we went with would have been an improvement over the existing program. So we knew we were onto something, and that certainly doesn't rule out that we would go into the AI route in the future. But for now, Members Choose is where we went. One thing that's really important for us, if you know our brand, is transparency. We want people to know where their food is sourced. We want them to feel comfortable with it. And so with Members Choose, we got a 74% of the folks felt that it was providing the transparency in our program and in the brand that we were looking for. But it also, it gave them freedom. It gave them they liked that they were in control. So how we launched it. This is, if you know anything about Chipotle, we strive, sometimes we get it right, sometimes not, but we always strive to be on top of culture and doing something that's top and relevant with our guests. Whether it's how we launched Chipotle Rewards with Chipotle Venmo Me, where we basically gave out $250,000 randomly on Venmo when we first launched, which got us 1 million members in 1 week. Best spend ever, by the way. No paid media, just the giveaway, and we got 1 million members. To our partnership with Elf Cosmetics, to our most recent Roblox, we are always trying to do things that are front and center with the customer and where the customer is. So we, when we got to this and we're trying to think, how do we create the next Venmo? I swear that question comes up in almost every meeting we're in, fairly or unfairly. And so what we wanted to do, it's like, what's our customer interested? What are they talking about? And what we were seeing was the resurgence of the 8-bit video game. And so it's like, okay, how do we tie this into what we're doing? And one of the insights that we had that customers really liked about this new program was that you could now, within 2 trips to Chipotle, you could earn enough points for a chip, side of chips. So around the office, we kept calling it trip, trip, chip, which then turned into, how do you turn trip, trip, chip into something that the customer would find interesting? So I'm gonna let the video explain a little bit better.
In mid-2021, Chipotle had one of the fastest growing rewards programs in the category, with 20 million members and counting. To keep the growth going, we needed to overcome a reputation that it takes too long to earn rewards. So, Chipotle launched the Chipotle Rewards Exchange. The change meant customers earned chips after just 2 trips to Chipotle. So, how could we show just how fast you can earn rewards? A high-speed video game, obviously. The premise was simple. Go to Chipotle twice and get enough rewards for free chips. Keep racing for more rewards. High score wins a Tesla. The gaming community went wild. And so did the numbers. The game was a winner. Within 48 hours, we had 2.1 million gameplays, over 15,000 social shares, and 71,000 new rewards members. In the end, Race to Rewards showed the world just how fast you can earn rewards at Chipotle, and let one lucky winner drive away in a real Tesla. The game was played for over 36 million minutes, which is the equivalent of like 86 years. Our bad productivity.
So this really, this got our customer interested. It brought the awareness to the change of the program to them. I guess I should take a step back on the members choose. What we did is we launched a rewards exchange. So it gave you the opportunity to cash in your points directly for any item on our menu, as well as goods from our swag store, or turn your points into a charitable donation to one of the charities that we support, like National Urban League or Young Farmers Coalition. But of course, all that's great, but how is it actually working? The program's still new. We launched 4 months ago. But so far we're seeing our daily redemptions increase by 30% since we launched this, and it's growing each and every month. So these numbers will continue to grow and go up. We're seeing 4 million redemptions so far from 2.3 million of our customers, which is great. The rewards mix has shifted. Before, you just automatically earned a free burrito. Once you had 1,250 points. It was an automatic cash in. Now what we're seeing is that 63% of all of our cash ins are for other menu items. So people are cashing in sooner and coming in more frequently. We're seeing the increase in engagement across the board, particularly in our medium frequency and low frequency guests. We're seeing that this is really being driven by the digital first approach. So our customers are utilizing the program, diving deep into the program when they are a digital customer, and it's actually bringing people to the digital experience as well. And then we're seeing the time to redemption has increased by 33% roughly. So, folks are coming in more frequently because of this program. But what's next? This was our big piece, but we really had it in 2 phases. So just 2 months ago, we launched rewards extras because, we love anything that is extra, just like our guac. And it really brought gamification into the experience. So this is a system of badges that customers can earn. Sometimes they come with points, sometimes it's the badge only. And it's really driving up the engagement. What we're doing is nothing is a one size fits all. So, for instance, first to try brisket, which is there on the bottom row. That was some of our guests received a badge only. Other guests received a badge and points. But even with the points earning folks, some only got 25 points, some got 50, some got 100. We're really looking at the data and customizing each one of these extras specifically to who you are as a customer, where you are in your journey, and what the likelihood is that you will participate in it. So really trying to get smart. So it's not just gamification for the sake of gamification, but we're really trying to use it to drive behavior very specific to each individual customer segment. And so far with this, just in the first 2 months, we've had over 3.6 million customers our 3.6 million extras have been earned by our customers. So, folks have really taken to this. It's I think we all know gamification is kind of the future of our programs, and customers really enjoy it. And I think this is just proof that you can throw something out there, and I think if you get specific with it and scientific with it, it can actually have a pretty big impact on the customer and on the business. And because Arthi cannot be the only one with food porn, here we go, and thank you guys.
Jason, that was great. Thank you. Questions?
Hey,
Hey.
awesome presentation.
Thank you.
I was wondering, when you guys do activations like this, oftentimes there's like deal seekers, right? Or people who want to sign up really just to get the reward and
Yeah.
then opt out. Can you talk a little bit about that, of what you see the engagement, I mean, great engagement numbers, but more of like the opt-out percentages or challenges that you face?
Yeah, and that is absolutely a fear that we have with anything that we do. And we track it. We track on an individual promotion basis. So for instance, Venmo, the Venmo promotion, we know that while the vast majority of those customers are still engaged today, that we have a segment of those folks that have not transacted since. And so we're able to, and we know that's going to happen. And so we kind of budget for it. Even if you look at Guac Mode, though, Guac Mode was also had an acquisition component to it, where we really leaned heavily into our influencers to help drive that enrollment during that period. And we've actually watched that segment, and we've seen, by activating against them very specifically, we've actually seen that participation increase each and every month, and bringing those folks along and being able to look at the overall impact, not just when they participate in Guac Mode, but what their LTV is beyond that once they do activate. And so I think just like being able to focus on each one of those segments that you bring into these promotions, and understand, hey, some are just going to be collateral damage with the program, but that if you activate against them very specifically and really try to keep pushing, that you can ultimately kind of start chipping away and bringing them into the fold.
Is that where you use AI on the back end to start really reading and understanding behaviors and responding in a very granular way?
I would like to say it's AI. It's probably a lot more manual than that. But yes, we've got a team of data scientists that are really like diving into each one of those.
How about the cadence of these offers? How many, what does your calendar look like? And what have you learned about calendaring, and how many your market can bear in a given year? How much your own staff can bear in a given year enrolling these out?
Yeah, extras, like I said, extras is new. We're 2 months into it, and we are learning a lot, and we're learning a lot really fast. It is definitely a heavy lift to maintain how many offers you're going to do, and the fact that some folks are getting, badges or points or different levels of points. And so we've got a team member who focuses on that. But right now, we're really doing the testing of what is the right amount of offers. We would really like to keep most people's section in their app of extras where they at least have one thing that they're working towards achieving at any given time. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes we've gone as high as 3. And we're doing a fairly good job of that. Once you complete an extra, we're not going to immediately follow with, oh, you finished this today. Well, here's your next challenge, come in for lunch tomorrow. We're really trying to pace it out on like a monthly schedule and make sure it fits in and ties to our overall marketing calendar.
Jason Scoggins.
No, Steve.
I'm
Steve.
sorry,
Actually, we have a question from the Zoom.
Oh, you have a question?
Oh.
Yeah. So Kim's asking, did Chipotle design and run their own gamification program, or are they using a third party to manage?
No, we did build and design it ourselves.
Very cool.
Jason, that was great. Thank you so much.
Yep. Okay.